Hello LiveFit Nation, and welcome to the second installment of the LiveFit Mindset. So here we are, week 2, and my question to you is, how are you feeling? If you're feeling anything like I did in week 2, there's probably some soreness. You're probably feeling maybe a little bit of fatigue. That is to be expected. So how does that affect you mentally? So the second week here, kind of the luster has worn off a little bit. The routine is being established, and you get it that it's going to be some work. It's not going to be a primrose path, as my dad would say. I don't know what that means, but he would say that. So there are definitely going to be some choices that you can make that are going to serve you and better help you this week. Now, we've had some people first week that had some absolutely amazing results. So I know that the program is definitely working. Now, how do we keep track or keep on track, so to speak? And here in the second week, it's typically how your thought process is and how you feel and how you think and your commitment level and how you feel about all that and how that keeps you on track. So basically, it all boils down to life being a choice. We talked about it last week. It is a choice. So you chose into this great process, and many of you have experienced some great results. So how can we keep you on board and stick with it? Well, what we want to talk about is, if you go scientifically, you look at nature, everything in nature is either in a process of growth or a process of decay. So I'll say that again. Everything is either in a process of growth or a process of decay. The chair I'm sitting on, it was once a vibrant tree somewhere, and it was cut off from its life force. We can still use its bones or its structure here to make a chair for us to sit on. But if you left this in the elements and you left it for 100 years, it'd be a pile of dust. It ceased to be part of the growth process when it was separated from its source. So looking at that in our lives, our choices are the only things we have that keep us on track for where we want to be. Choosing to grow and commit to growth, like you did last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess now, if you chose into the process of changing your life completely, you are committed to a lifestyle of growth, and you have choices that you will make that support that growth. And the other way to go would be choosing not to do the program, which would just be a form of decay, which we're not going to worry about that. We're going to focus on the growth. Now, what we like to do here is really focus on what we can do to better our situation, better the mindset. And so being committed to growth and being committed to being the person that you really want to be, it basically comes down to a choice, like we talked about last week. But I'd also like to get into what enforces us into doing what we say we're going to do. And many of us know that we have an ego. We think of an ego as if this thing with I always think of an ego as a guy walking around with a puffed out chest like Popeye. Kind of like, he knows he's good, he knows he's right. Your ego's sole job in your mind is to make you right. And that's the greatest thing about the ego, is you can use it to your advantage here in LiveFit. Your ego's job is to make you right. So if you believe that you are on your way to being the best athlete that you can be, or on the way to being at your ideal body weight, or on the way to dropping 5 or 6 pant sizes, your ego's job is to make you right about that. Also, if you believe to yourself, you say to yourself, I am beautiful, I am physically fit, I am sticking to my meal plan, I am working through the soreness, I'm doing all, your ego's job is to make you right. Just as if you chose all the other things that were the antithesis of those, your ego would make you right about that. So the concept that Jason actually brought up and that I thought was really great was look for solutions in your life, not excuses. Look for solutions. If you're sore, what is a great solution for that? Well, a great solution might be to go for a little bit of a walk, stretch out your muscles. Maybe you have an extra stretching routine. That's a great solution to the issue. An excuse might be, well, I'm going to take a nap. I'm not going to work out. I'm not going to do that. Well, that's not honoring the person that you want to become, which we talked about last week is the goal of anybody here in the program, is to be a better you. So look for solutions, disregard the excuses, and just know that life being a choice, be committed to your own growth. Now, practice this all week this week. Be committed to your growth. And when you make a choice, ask yourself, am I committed to my own growth with that choice? Am I looking for a solution? Ask yourself those things. And with that, we'll tune in for next week for week 3. We'll talk a little bit more about the mindset. But I wish you the best week, and let's keep up the good work. Remember always, be committed to the person you want to be. Goodbye.